Today I want to talk about just this time that we have. You know, everybody's life has changed radically, and some people more so than others. I've felt more busy in the past few weeks than I have bored, and everybody's dealing with it in different ways. But I keep getting the message through friends. Some of you are even on the class today, friends who are saying, I think this is a time for rest. We're all being called to rest. And we can fight it as much as we want, but that's what we're being called to stop, slow down, not keep doing. And I've been doing stuff. Technically, of course, we wanted to set all this up and get it in order and have a schedule for everybody. But also, just when I'm not doing that, it's like finding anything to get in the way of my practice. So that's one of the reasons why I want to do the meditation challenge, is so that I'm committed to you guys, and that'll help me commit better to myself and having some stillness, quiet time in every single day. So we're going to start with a brief centering practice. So if you're not already seated, and again, you can always use a chair if that's what you're more comfortable seated in, and find your seat there, and I'll find my seat too. All right. Close your eyes. Try this mudra. It's called chin mudra. We touch your index tip and your thumbs together, and then place your palms face down onto your lap. Close your eyes. So we'll use this time, this sacred time, to practice together. And it's also our own inner personal time, a time to be quieter, not to be engaged in the news of the world right now, but to go check inside, to learn how to practice. It's a practice. Sadhana is the Sanskrit word. Practice stopping for a bit. If you find you could lean back ever so slightly, you'll feel the abdomen muscles begin to grip. And then come back from there where you find where middle is. Ever so slowly, just very slightly tip forward with your eyes closed, if possible, and feel that, how it shifts, and then go back to your center again. I'm going to read this poem while you sit for these few moments. Try to direct your breath in and out through your nose as you're able. Go in and in. Be the space between two cells. The vast, resounding silence in which spirit dwells. Be sugar, dissolving on the tongue of life. Dive in and in, as deep as you can dive. Be infinite, ecstatic truth. Be love, conceived and born in union. Be exactly what you seek. The beloved, singing yes, tasting yes, embracing yes, until there is only essence. The all of everything expressing through you as you. Go in and turn away from nothing that you find. Find your palms to meet together in front of your heart. We're going to chant together just one Om to start the practice this morning. Inhale. Om. Namaste. You can release your hands. And if you're sitting with your legs crossed, you might want to cross them the other way. We're going to start with the arms at our sides. And maybe be able to touch your hands to the floor, maybe not. Rotate both palms to face up. And on an inhalation, raise your arms up and overhead and let your palms meet together. And as you exhale, lower the arms down to your sides. So next time you lift up, imagine you're pushing through water. Your arms have to push up through the air. This becomes very dense. And as you exhale, let your arms float down, float, and let them become light as a feather, floating the whole way down, light, weightless. Breathe in, but engage. Spread your fingers, pull up like you're pulling up the heaviest thing, and then feel every muscle engage on your arm. And then soften, go the opposite, decide the other way where there's weightless and there's no effort and everything is soft and easy. This time, float your arms up, let them become weightless on the way up. And as you turn your palms away, push down, again, through water, or I like to say chocolate pudding for some reason. Pushing through chocolate pudding is desirable for me. Float the arms up, feel the weightlessness of the arms as they rise, soft shoulders, and then push out, push down, and feel your arm muscles hug onto your bones on either side circumferentially. And just try that one more time. Soften, so you're making a decision, right? Soften, and then engage, really engage, root out, stretch through your fingertips, push down. And then pause, rest your hands to your lap for a moment and feel. Turn your chin off to your right shoulder as far as you can go. Don't turn your torso or your shoulders, just your chin and your neck off to the side. Now you're going to place your left hand on your left cheek. Let your left hand stay on your left cheek like a wall. And push your head firmly into your hand. Don't let the head move, but push it into the hand. And as you exhale, release, maybe your chin will go a little further. Try that again. Use your hand as resistance and push your head into your hand firmly on the breath in. And then as you breathe out, let the head release a little further. Stay there and press, 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 press. And release. Lower your hand and release your head back to center. And then try the other side. Turn your chin first on its own, just as far as you can go, keeping your shoulders squared. And then place your right hand on your right cheek and push your head into your hand. Push, 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 push. Exhale, let the head relax back to middle. Hold there. Press, 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 press. And release. And one more time. Press, 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 press. And maybe a little deeper. Hand comes down, lower, release your head back to neutral. Good, so just turn the head a little bit side to side, ear to one side, ear to the other side. One more each way. Back to neutral again. This time, interlace your hands behind your head. Elbows pull in and down. And when you pull your elbows down, can you feel how that flattens your neck a little bit? You can use your thumbs and feel the back of the neck flat. Then lift your chin, keep the elbows pulling down, but lift your chin up until you feel a nice curve in the back of your neck. You want the neck bones to move into the body. Now pull your hands forward into your head and push your head back into your hands as you lift your elbows higher now and lean open. Now elbows toward the chest. Come down, chin to chest, and use your hands to draw the chin forward. To rise, push your head back into your hands. Elbows squeeze in toward one another the whole time. And then back down again, chin toward the chest. Keep pushing your head up into your hand the whole time. Last time, push your head into your arms, so lift up and lean back into the support, and then lean forward. Come back up to neutral. Open your arms out wide. Take a deep breath in and bring your arms back, chest are nice and wide open. Exhale, wrap your arms around one at a time. Hold to your shoulder blades and release your chin forward into your arms. You're going to do half head circles here, rocking one ear off to one side and rocking the other ear off to the other side. Just forward, not back this time. So roll the chin forward each time, ear to the side. Chin forward and the other way. Bring your chin center and lift your head up. Neutral. Notice what arm's on top as you open wide and go the other way. Other arms on top, hold on. This time chin to chest. You're gonna lean forward, let your elbows pull forward. Keep snuggling your chin into your arms and upper back. Feel the stretch between your two shoulder blades. You're rounding it like a cat stretch. One more breath. Imagine your elbows get heavier to reach you down a little bit deeper. And then back up to center. Open the arms wide, last time wide, and release. Good. We're going to move to standing next. Good. Hands to your hips when you come to standing, and bring your feet a little bit wider, so wider than hip width apart. Bring your hands onto your hips, and you're going to circle the hips. Circle the hips. And the other way. Big circles. Cleaning the peanut butter jar, as it's sometimes known as. And then release. Lower your arms down to your sides. With your second toes pointing straight ahead. So you check out your second toes are parallel to one another. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Use your right hand to hold on to your left wrist and turn the left palm face down as you lean off toward that side, toward the right rather. Push more into your left side leg as you reach and lengthen off to the side. And then use both legs to lift yourself center, switch sides, hold the wrist, lean off to the side. And push stronger into your right side leg now. Push your right leg into the floor and reach your side long away from that. Always to a place you can breathe. If it's hard to breathe, if you've gone a little too far, you can come up a little bit. Push down into your legs to come up, and then arms down to your sides. Good, feel your arms. It should be heat, tingling, a little bit more awake. Breathe in and stretch your arms up and overhead. And as you breathe out, cross your right arm under your left, just like we gave ourselves a big hug, but this time we're gonna go to eagle. So aim your fingertips up to the ceiling. If you can reach for your thumb, grab your thumb or your wrist so your arms are intertwined. And now push your arm bones into one another. The right side and left side arm bones press together firmly, and hopefully you'll feel your shoulders also draw more together onto your back. Push down into your legs. We're going to do just a little bit of squat, so let your hips drop slightly. On an inhale, looking toward your arms, raise your elbows up high, lean open. And then pull your elbows down without bending forward. Just pull down, put your shoulders down your back. Aim your elbows off to the left side as you look to the right. And then switch elbows right as you turn and look left. Come back through center and straighten your legs. Sweep your arms up high. And we're going to go directly to the other side. Left arm under, so you can hold yourself in a hug, or try going for the eagle, where you can hold on to your thumb or your wrist or your palm. This time circle, elbows high, and circle like you're tracing a clock face out to 3 and 6, 9 and 12. Next time you get up to the 12 o'clock, rotate the other way. Back up to 12. And release, sweep your arms out wide and overhead, and then lower your arms down to your sides. Good, next one, you can walk your feet in a little bit closer if they're not there already. And that's about 2 fist distance between the balls of your feet. Good, stretch your arms straight out to the side and then turn your palms to face up. With your palms face up, spin your thumbs down and feel your arms spiraling around. Hopefully you'll feel also your shoulder blades kind of drawing down your back. So we're just going to do one arm at a time right now. Focus on your right arm and feeling your bicep, the front top of your arm spinning back. Now you might even look at that arm as you rotate, palm face down. So turn the right palm face down, even though your upper arm is still spinning back. Look to the other side, spin the upper arm back, and from your elbow, rotate your bottom arm down. From your fingertips, squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another on the back, and keep that as you stretch the bones of your arms even longer. Stretch out in all directions, spread your fingers nice and wide, and release, lower down, and you should feel worked there if you're following the instructions. So we want to make muscle engagement to build nice, strong muscles to stabilize our bones, and you also want to learn how to relax it when it lets go. Good, next is palms to your heart. So this is sometimes called Samasetihi, which means hands and feet together. It's the start of a sun salutation. And this is also called Namaskar, or Anjali Mudra is another name for this particular pose. Breathe in and stretch your arms overhead. Look up. Exhale, this time swan dive and forward fold. Brush your fingertips to the ground and then sweep your arms wide as you push into your legs, stretch up, arms up, gaze up, and do that again. Swan dive on the exhalation. Brush your fingertips to the floor and push into your legs on the in-breath. Come back up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to standing. Arms overhead, stay there. Right hand grabs your left wrist and lean right. Push into your legs on an in-breath and switch. Lean. Inhale, center. Exhale, brush your fingertips to the floor. Root into your legs to rise, arms overhead. Lower your arms down to your sides. Good, and feel. So take that moment. The pause, the stop after the movement is the part that you want to be an expert at. How to pay attention, right? It's calling us into our own sensitivity. Good, we're gonna breathe and do a few more movements together. On an inhale, we bend both knees, sit your hips down and raise your arms up in line with your ears in chair. Exhale, reach your hips back as you stretch yourself long and forward fold. Inhale, do a half lift, come to a flat back, gazing down. Exhale, look between your legs. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, bend your elbows, hands to Namaskar. Bend both knees and sweep your arms up in chair. That's an inhale. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, the half lift is also a back bend. Exhale, forward bend. Arms go wide as you reach up. Lower your hands back to Namaskar. One more time. Knees bend, stretch up. Exhale. Inhale. You can slide your hands up the front of your shins. Exhale to fold. Straight legs, arms go wide and up. And then land hands back together in front of your heart. Relax your arms to your sides again. If you feel stable, please close your eyes for a few moments and check in. Good. And then we'll open the feet wide again. So wide is probably wider than the outside of your hips, but not so wide as we would in different standing poses. This time, keep your right arm to your side and stretch just your left arm up and overhead. We're gonna go over 3 times. So you're gonna lean, push into your legs to come up. Lean, push down into your legs to lift. Hopefully feeling a lift through your spine when you do that. Your legs push down so your upper body doesn't have to work, and then switch. Raise your right arm, exhale, push into your legs. Exhale, press your hip to the side. Good, one more time. Inhale and release. Now, bring your left arm all the way across your body. You're going to use your right hand to hold. Your palm can be flat against the outside of your arm. Let your hand hold your arm firmly, but push your arm into your hand. And hopefully feel it into that same side shoulder. Your left shoulder is hopefully hugging more onto your back. And you might even feel the stretch along the outside of the arm here. And release. Switch sides. Cross as far as you can. Hold on the outside of your lower arm bone, and then let your hand holding be steady and push your straight arm into that hand. And plug your armpit back. Pull your shoulder onto your back while you're pressing. And release. Shoulder rolls up, back, and down. And now full arm circles. Stretch your arms in front, overhead, back, and down. Inhale to the top. Try to move as you breathe. Up. Exhale down. Last time, up. When you bring your hands behind you, interlace. So you interlace, you can keep your elbows bent. You can straighten your arms. Maybe you can bring your hands away back. Push your knuckles down. And then as you lean forward, keep pushing your knuckles back as you stretch forward. You can bend your knees as you need to and stretch your knuckles away from the back as best as you can. So think of your 2 shoulder blades squeezing together on the back. Another way to get that is to tug your fingers apart, and that's really going to draw your shoulders down. We're still in the forward fold. I just can't talk when I'm upside down. So another few breaths in your forward fold. Push your knuckles up to the sky and bow in even a little bit deeper. And then when you come up, use your legs. Push down into your legs and lift yourself up. And as you come out, try to keep your shoulder blades on your back. Let your arms rest to your sides again and feel. Good, hopefully you're feeling a little more energized. Bring your feet together and we'll move into tree pose next. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. So make your way into your left leg. So just lean off to your left side, feel your right leg get lighter. So important thing with balancing on one leg obviously is a little more difficult. Fix your eyes on one point and don't let them move. There's a set of discipline there that you're not going to let the eyes gaze. Even if you fall out of the pose, you keep your eyes on your point. Open your right knee out to the side. And the easiest or less intense is to just place your heel to your inner left ankle. And then let that foot flex to open the knee back. You can keep the foot heel on the ankle or place your heel against your inner calf muscle. And some of you can reach to your inner thigh. Avoid the knee at all costs. You don't want to ever put weight into a joint when you're weight bearing on it. Stay here with your hands together or stretch your arms, inhale to the top, and then exhale wide, back hands to namaskar, prayer position. Keep your eyes on your one point. If you're adding arms even, arms up. Exhale, let them go wide. One more time. Next time your palms meet, bring your bent knee forward and down. And then hands to your hips again. Go for those hip circles we did earlier. Push out. Maybe you can make them a little bit bigger now. Bend forward. Really stretch the hips all the way around so you're feeling it. And then switch direction. You can switch direction more than once. Your call. And then back to center again. Walk your feet in. Tadasana, mountain pose, is our standing balance. To tree, shift your weight into your right leg as you open your left knee. So the bent knee is pushing to the back plane of your body. You're trying to open the hip here as well. Keep your heel to the inner ankle or the inner calf or your inner thigh as you choose. So we'll reverse the hand positions on this side. Keep your eyes focused, relaxed, and steady. And open your arms wide this time on the inhale. Palms meet. Lower them down, heart center. Exhale. Inhale. Raise your arms wide and overhead. And then down the midline. Just one more like that. Good. Release the pose and come back. So next we're going to do one more standing balance. This has been a favorite of mine lately. Sometimes I cover one pose quite a bit. It's a standing twist. So I'm going to do it sideways so you can see my legs, but you're standing in mountain pose with your gaze fixed ahead at a point that's not moving. Shift your weight into your right leg to begin with. And as you stand strong on your right leg, bend your left knee up in front. Bend the left knee forward so the knee comes straight out from your hip and the heel is straight down from your knee. Cross your right hand to your left knee and your left arm straight back from your shoulder. So there's a tendency to kind of thrust the hips forward. You actually want to bring the hips more back. Spreading the toes of your top foot can be helpful. You can keep your gaze ahead the whole time, or you can turn your gaze to the side, or even back toward your extended fingertips. Push down into your standing leg every breath. And if you want to go deeper, bend your front elbow a little bit to twist your belly and your ribs and your shoulder and your gaze. To exit, sweep the back arm overhead, unwind, and land that leg. Okay, and then switch your sides. So I'm just turning around so my bent knees in front. You're in your mountain pose. And as you stand strong on your left side this time, bend up the right knee. So I'm spreading my toes, Really working this front foot so that the leg muscles are engaged. Cross your left hand and extend your right arm back from your shoulder. There's a tendency too that this front hip kind of wants to lift and pull up. See if you can draw it down, but lift your spine. As the hips draw down, your leg pushes down, twist back. And again, keep your gaze forward to the side wall, or try looking back towards your extended fingertips. Sweep your back arm overhead on the unwind and make your way back to standing, where I'd ask if you don't mind closing your eyes for a moment. Feel. Good. One more standing pose. This way, we're going to do a wide-legged forward bend. So we did one semi-wide-legged here earlier, now a wide-legged. So sometimes we say that wrists line over your ankles is ultimate wide. You might want to do a little closer if that doesn't feel good for you. And then raise your arms on the inhale. Spread your fingers, breathe in, lift up, back, and down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Circle. Make the circle as big as you can. Really find your range of motion here without moving your torso. Next time, you're going to find your fingers to interlace behind your back like we did earlier and push the knuckles toward the floor. Lift up and lean open. And then exhale, reach your heart forward, bow forward. You can always bend your knees here. Again, you guys go into the forward fold. If it's too much, you can come out. You can do a half forward fold with a flat back. Or try bending your knees. Even with bent knees, push your legs into the floor and bow even a little bit deeper. 2 more breaths. And then gaze forward, look up as you push into your legs, rise all the way back up again. And again, releasing your hands, keep your shoulders back. And toe heel, your feet together, or walk up, whichever way you get there. Good. The next is a series of forward folds. And I'm going to turn to the side again, but you don't have to. Have your thumbs, 2 thumbs, right up at the top of your thighs, where the hip creases are, where your legs meet your torso. Get your thumbs into your thighs. Your fingers can be just down at your sides. Do a little bend of your knees, right? Second toes are parallel to one another. Do a little squat and get your thumbs into the hip creases and push them down. This isn't quite a chair pose. It's a little less than a chair pose, so you're not too deep. But as your thumbs push down, try to reach your upper back, your body, torso away from that place. And then fold forward. Push your thumbs back as you stretch your spine forward and come all the way down. Now slide your hands down the backs of your legs, wherever you can hold on, and draw yourself in. So whether your hands are on your knees or your calves, bend your elbows. Use a bit of effort to draw yourself forward. Drop your head so your head is hanging. There's no tension in the neck. You might even tuck your chin into your chest and then let the head hang from that point. A few more breaths here. Feel steady in your legs. To exit, bring hands to your hips, lift your gaze forward and push down into your legs. To come back up again, arms to your sides. So it would be normal that your head might feel a little light here, like lightheaded. That's a normal reaction from going upside down, the right side up again. But it's really good for your head to get upside down. We're going to do it one more time. And you have the option to do that version, or I'm gonna add on one more, which is a little bit more intense. You're trying to hold your elbows behind your knees for this one. So to get there, you have to do a deeper bend of your knees. Lay your belly and your chest right onto your lap if you can, and then clasp behind your legs. Maybe you can't grab your elbows. I actually can't grab my elbows either. Grab whatever you can grab onto. Bow your head first, and then try straightening your legs, keeping your chest and your thighs together. Bring your hands up to your hips and push into your legs to rise. Come back up and pause for another moment when you're upright. Good. I'm going to add in a quadricep stretch here. And quads are the front of the thighs. We've been doing a lot of hamstring stuff today on the back of the leg. So stretching the front will be helpful. You might need a wall to do this. It's similar to tree, but very different. So you're standing first in mountain pose and start on the left leg, taking the weight today. Bend your right knee and see if you can reach for your foot. And if you have a tie or a scarf at home that you can use also as a model, holding the pinky side of the foot. And then have your gaze forward in front and draw your heel right in close toward your buttocks. Some of you might be able to bring your left hand behind and grab the big toe side of the foot as well. So it's not a dancer pose. You're not trying to kick the foot away. Instead, bend your elbows and pull the heel in, heel toward your buttocks. Push into your standing leg, but also press your right knee toward the floor to lengthen the front of your quad. Release your foot and stand evenly planted on both feet for a moment. Let that sink in. And then the other side. Right leg strong, bend your left knee. If you have a hard time getting the knee, it might be easier to bring the knee forward in front and slide down the length of your leg, holding to the outside of your foot. Bring your knees together. Right hand can be to your hip, or you can reach back for the big toe side of your foot. Root your right big toe ball mound, the standing leg pushes into the earth. Lift and lengthen up through your spine. And engage the front of the left thigh by rooting your knee down and getting a lengthening through the top of that leg. And release. Good. Standing in mountain pose once again. Bring your arms to your sides. Breathe in and stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Slide up your shins, look up, lengthen forward, exhale down. And now make a transition to table pose, coming to table. I'm gonna face to the front, but you can, you might wanna turn sideways on your mat actually for this one. In table pose, you're in the middle of your mat. Come stand on your knees in the middle of your mat so that the sides are out to the long sides. And open your right leg out to the right side. Have your toes either pointing forward, or you can have your toes pointing out to the side. Toes forward or toes to the side. Look down on your thigh that you're standing on, that it's straight up and down, and feel free to pad your knee if you need to. Slide your right hand down the right leg and raise your left arm up to the sky. Take a deep breath in and exhale, lean off into the gate pose. So this, we've been doing it in standing, but now it's a little different, right? You might be able to feel that side stretch a little further than we did in our standing versions. Stretch up through your fingertips. Really like you're trying to touch something with your fingertips that you can't quite get to, and that's the active stretch to get the lengthening of the muscles along the whole side body. And then you're still using your legs to lift you. Push down to lift up, and let this hand tip all the way to the floor. So the hand's gonna come right underneath your shoulder. You can be on your fingertips or palm flat, and raise your top arm to the ceiling. Good, now the knee that's bent, press those toenails down into the floor and push your right hand into the floor. I'm sorry, your left hand into the floor. And then raise your straight leg up for this version of half moon. By pushing the floor away, you'll feel a little lighter. By grounding yourself, you'll tap into a little more effervescence. Lower your straight leg and push into your hand to lift yourself upright once again, and you'll switch out your legs. Decide if you want your toes pointing forward or out to the side, and let your left hand come to your leg, right arm to the sky. Breathe in and lean. Lean till you feel something, but you can still breathe easily. Reach up and extend through the arm bones, through your fingertips. Stretch and lengthen and lean, but check in with your breath. If your breath is caught, you just come up a micro movement and you'll be able to breathe easily. Come up by rooting down and float your arm out. Line your wrist underneath your shoulder and either on your fingertips or your palm, reach the top arm up. So the knee that's bent, click your toenails down and try raising the straight leg up. Lower your straight leg, push the floor away, and lift yourself up. Good. And then come to a seated pose. Come to seated and bring the soles of your feet together. Grab around the front of your shins or your ankles and use your arms to help yourself sit up more tall. So common, but what we don't want is the low back to collapse and kind of round backwards. So use your arm strength to pull yourself forward and get as upright as possible. Good, and then with your shoulders drawing onto your back, breathe in. Exhale, bend your elbows and draw your chin forward to your chest. So you can round forward here, even though the low back's still pulling in. You hinge from the low back, and then the middle back, and then the upper back. Draw the navel in as you rise. Come up and lift your knees together. Bring them straight out in front of you. Lean back into your hands and just popcorn the knees a little bit. Pop, 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 up and down. Letting them, let the leg muscles relax. And then swing the legs just a little bit, softening the legs again. You're going to start with your left leg extended out straight and the right knee bends in. This could be a pose. You could just keep your foot there or try crossing it to the outside of your straight leg. If you can't get your foot flat on the floor on the outside of the leg, it's actually better to keep it on the inside of the leg because I want you to push the foot, all four corners of the foot down and lift yourself up. Loop your left elbow to the front of your knee and your right hand's behind you. So there's deeper versions of this pose. One is your left elbow can come to the outside of your thigh. You can either keep like a stop sign hand or a straight elbow. And 2, your straight leg can bend, bringing your left heel toward your right hip. But every version, you're rooting into your sitting bones and lengthening up through your spine for your in-breath. And then bend your elbows a little bit to help turn your torso, turn your gaze, and let your eyes be relaxed. Check in with your gaze. Can you soften your eyes a little bit as you hang out here and breathe? Come back slowly and do just a mini counter twist the other way. And release, come back to center. Straighten out both legs. And bend your left knee this time. Bend your left knee, cross it to the outside of your straight leg, and see if you can get the 4 corners to press. If you can't, pull it back into the inner thigh. Rise up, use your hands to lengthen your spine, and then loop your right elbow forward and your left fingertips back. Each breath, push into your sitting bones, draw your low back in, and twist your torso. So it's as much effort as you want to put into it. Root and rise. Root down, rise through the spine, and twist. And breathe the whole time, very consciously breathing. And release. A small twist the other way. And then back to center. Bend both of your knees and place your hands behind your thighs. So just to model, what you don't want is the collapsed low back. What you do want is your hands drawing your low back in, but also drawing your shoulders onto your back. Gaze in front of you and lift both of your balls of your feet so you're just on your heel points. Push your heel points into the floor, into your mat, and feel like they're dragging up toward your waist so your legs become engaged. Try floating one leg up, hover, float the other leg up, and notice your low back. Don't let the low back collapse. Stay here with your hands supporting your legs, or you can go to straight arms, hug your shoulder blades onto your back. Or you can go to straight legs if you so choose. One more teacher's breath. And release. Place your feet on the floor and then roll onto your spine. Lie down. Draw your knees into your chest. And as you hold on to your knees, rock gently side to side. Now keep hold of just your right knee into your chest. Straighten your left leg up to the ceiling and circle your top foot. Left foot circles at the ankle. Change direction if you haven't. Pause and flex your foot like you're standing on the ceiling. Point your toes. Flex and point. Flex, point, flex, point. Now turn the sole of the foot into the right, just at the ankle, out to the left. Sole into the right, out to the left. And center. lower your left leg toward the floor, but not all the way down. Let it hover an inch or two above the floor. And now point your toes and lift the leg back up to the ceiling on the in-breath. Flex and lower as you exhale. Point and breathe in. Lift to the top. Flex and exhale. Last time to the ceiling. Bend your left knee into your chest. Hold on to both knees and pause. Switch sides now. Hold your left knee in and extend your right leg up. Start with circles at your foot. Change direction as many times as you want. Turn it to point and flex. And then rotate the sole of the foot in left, out right. Side to side, invert, evert. Pause, stand on the ceiling. Lower the heel slowly to hover an inch or two above the floor. Point your toes and take a breath in to float the leg to the top. Flex as you exhale, lower down. Last time up. Both knees into your chest. Hold on. Keep your knees in and open your arms out to the sides like a T. Turn your palms face up and press all your fingernails into the floor. Press your shoulder blades into the floor. Excuse me. Lower your knees off to the right side, but not all the way to the floor. Try to hover. And then pull them back up through center by pushing into your arms. Excuse me. Go left. Exhale to twist. You can lift your knees one at a time if that's better for you, or together to center and twist to the right side. Try hovering without lifting your opposite shoulder, and then come back up. We're not doing a long hold, just turning to the side. Try hover and lift. Hover and lift. Next time you go to the right side, you're going to land. Feet all the way off to the right side. Let your feet rest, let your knees relax, and maybe even put your right hand on top of your legs. Let the left arm extend. If the left shoulder's off of the floor, it's actually better to bend your left elbow and let your hand rest on your ribs. You might like that anyway, but let the elbow drop toward the floor. Deep breath in and out. See where your head wants to go. Try a couple different places, and then choose one to hold. Focus on breathing. That's your focus here. Quiet yourself and feel. Come back to center with both legs, one at a time or together. And then you're going to twist left. Rest your feet first and then the knees. Left hand on top. And choose a position for your head. Take a final breath here on this side. And then release, come back up to center. One hand on each knee, circle your knees clockwise. Counterclockwise. Feel the massage of your low back and your upper buttock area. Change direction again. Now circle your knees apart, open them out wide, and bring them back together again. Circle out wide and together. Rotate each knee the opposite direction. Hold your knees out wide to the sides and place your hand on the outside of your knee, on the outside of your thigh. Let your elbows rest all the way to the floor so your hands can support your legs. And as best as you can, let your legs rest into your hands. So your hands are kind of pushing into your legs a little bit, but the legs are trying to soften. Try to soften all the muscles of your legs. Bring your knees back together and hold on to your legs. Hug them into your chest. Good. So offering up an inversion to end the class today. And hugging knees into your chest is actually the easiest of the inversions, where your legs are higher than your heart. You can sit on your hands for an option 2, palms face down, touch the tips of your index and thumbs together, and then straighten your legs. You can also do that without your hands beneath you, just having your palms at your sides. Or if you're familiar with shoulder stand, try rocking your hips up away from the floor. Support your low back. Lift your chin away from your chest if you're going in that version to keep the curve in your neck. And take some breaths. So we want the legs higher than the heart for a few moments. You can always come out sooner if you needed to, but otherwise try to hang out and feel the sensations. Try not to run away from the uncomfortableness. Try to sit through it. That's the kind of times we're living in now. Not running away from our feelings, but feeling them deeply and letting them move so they're not stuck. Take some courage to do that, to face ourselves. The most courageous act. Slowly release your inversion and let your feet come all the way back down to the floor. Have your knees bent and let your 2 knees rest into one another so the feet go wider and the knees come together. And you want to find just that right angle where you're not efforting, but really letting the legs rest into one another, and also feel your sacrum. Right above the tailbone is the broad bone of your sacrum. And you want to feel that place settle toward the floor deeper. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. You'd even take this opportunity to stretch your jaw a bit. Exhale through open lips and move your jaw side to side, lower jaw, or circle it. Walk your feet together now and straighten out your legs for Shavasana, relaxation pose. So I'm modeling basic Shavasana. Your feet relax, your palms face up. But you may want to support your knees and put something underneath your legs like a pillow, especially if you have low back sensitivity. You may want to cover yourself with a blanket because it's always nice to be cozy and warm. And then give yourself a few moments to become calm. Let the effort go. Feel your face relax. Soften the muscles of your forehead, around your eyes. And relax your eyes themselves. Feel your eyeballs settle deep to their sockets. Relax. Relax your cheeks and cheek muscles. The outer cheeks. Relax even the inner fleshy wall of your cheek. Relax your tongue without moving your tongue. Feel it relax. And consider relaxing even the root of your tongue. Separate your upper and lower teeth so your jaw can relax. Relax both ears, right side and left side. And now the whole of your head. Be aware of the whole of your head and relax the whole head at once. Feel the head drop back, relaxed. Visualize your shoulder blades, the scapula on your back, and let the both shoulder blades settle. Release toward the floor. Relax the length of your arms, both of your upper arm bones. Relax your elbows, feel the weight of your elbows. Relax your lower arms. Now your wrists, your hands, and your fingers. Feel both arms, both at the same time, and let them get even heavier now. Move your attention to the length of your spine, starting in your skull, the neck, the thoracic region behind your ribs, the lumbar region with the larger vertebrae, your sacrum and tailbone. Visualize the length of your spine and feel it relax. Relax your muscles on either side of the back, the upper back, the middle, and the lower back. Now the front body, where your clavicles are, your collarbone, soften there. Relax your chest and your chest muscles. Relax your abdomen, your upper abdomen, and your lower abdomen. Now consider your hips, your right side hip, your left side hip, and relax them. The right side buttock, the left side buttocks. Relax. Now your legs. Become aware of both legs, your thighs, front and back, your knees, front and back, your calves and shins, ankles, heels, sole of the feet, tops of the feet, and all your toes. Become aware of both legs and both feet, both at the same time, and let them relax deeper. Now scan your whole body, the front and the back, the right side and the left side, the inside and the outside. Let your attention encompass the whole of your body, the whole body, everything at the same time. And relax. Become aware of your body resting here on the floor. Become aware of your breath. Start deepening your breath. Deepen your breath and start a slow awakening of your body again. Do a deep breath, feel the aliveness arising inside. And then to that deeper breath, add little movements. You might wiggle your fingers or your toes. Stretch your arms, your legs. Take your time to come back today. And as you do return, you can make your way to a seated position. So I read earlier from Dana Fould's book, Go In and In. And I'm going to read one more as well. So you can close your eyes if you so choose. This poem's entitled The Weaver and the Loom. Sit here for a bit. Place yourself outside the frenzied pace of life. Slow down long enough to appreciate birds in flight, water drops like prisms on the grass, and countless shades of green. Step off the fast track and listen to the sound of breath and birdsong. Take a moment to just be. And in the being, know the whole of this creation, mystery and madness, passion and profanity. Know it all as one stunning tapestry. Sit still, and the thin line between sacred and profane simply fades away. There's nothing then to reconcile. All the disparate threads are woven on the loom of life. Sit here for a bit, and your unique place in the pattern becomes clear. Take the still point with you when it's time to walk away. Make the choice to see affinity, to watch the picture taking shape as thread joins thread. Dare to be the weaver and the loom, creator and creation, the sower and the sown. In a moment of stillness, all that came before is seen as one. Find your palms once again to heart center. Consider your practice today as an offering. There's so many people who could use your offering, all your effort that you put in. Give it freely to another. And we'll sing an Om. Breath in. Namaste. Blessings. Thank you.